So, with all the Transformers movies finally reviewed, with the exception of one, which we'll get to, and with Transformers 1 in the rear view at the box office, unfortunately not doing as well as it should have, let's rank them. All 9 Transformers films from worst to best, and starting out at number 9, and this one is very easy for me, and it's going to be Transformers Age of Extinction. Now, there are some things that I did enjoy. The action was good. Stanley Tucci was really good. Peter Cullen as Optimus, still giving his all. But everything else about this movie was a gigantic miss. I could not have cared less about the villains in this movie. Kelsey Grammer was serviceable, but Lockdown was generic and forgettable. I did not care about Cade Yeager, played by Mark Wahlberg. I hated the fact that they try to justify statutory rape in this movie. That's a whole scene. Honestly, it just felt like Michael Bay's heart wasn't in this. It felt like he wanted to end with Dark of the Moon, and they contractually obligated him to do more. So, yeah, this is just bad idea on top of bad idea, and it's at last place. Number 8, and not that big of a leap in quality, but a little bit more watchable, is going to be Transformers The Last Knight. And I get this movie has defenders, but I am not one of them. I did not care for how many plot lines they had in this movie. It felt like they just threw everything in the kitchen sink into this movie to see what people wanted. And honestly, none of it made sense. It was all a confusing, overblown mess. Earth is now Unicron. King Arthur met the Transformers. Merlin's staff is a Transformer. The new female lead is Merlin's great-great-granddaughter. Anthony Hopkins is the last surviving member of a secret society of people who have concealed the identity of the Transformers. The military is still hunting the Transformers. It's just so much going on here. It's a gigantic mess. I liked the portrayal of Megatron. I liked what we got of Optimus Prime for what little screen time he had, and some of the action wasn't too bad. But, again, like Age of Extinction, too many ideas, not enough coherence in the plot. So it's here at number 8. Number 7, and taking a slight leap in quality again, is a movie that I will always defend despite its flaws. It's Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. I know a lot of people hate this movie, but like I've already stated, I have such a soft spot for the first 3 Michael Bay movies. I'm always going to enjoy them. Even this one, which has its issues, I will admit to those issues, but I still have fun with it. You got some really fun action sequences, especially the ending sequence in the desert. Jetfire's a fun character. Wheelie's a fun character. You get powered up Optimus with the Jetfire parts. Tony Todd is really good as the Fallen for the 5 minutes of screen time he has. And Megatron's got a cool design. Just a fun, dumb movie. I enjoy it. Number 6 is going to be a movie I genuinely don't understand the hate for. Where this last one, I got the hate for. This one, I don't get the hate for. And that's going to be Transformers Rise of the Beasts. This is just a fun 90s era throwback. Peter Cullen still gives his all as Optimus. Pete Davidson is fun as Mirage. You get some really fun action sequences, especially the third act. Even though it's a very ugly setting, it's still a fun action sequence. You finally see Unicron proper in live action. It's a fun movie. Scourge is a fun villain. I really hope they continue off of this in some way. I know there's the G.I. Joe teaser, which was a little odd to me specifically, but if they can pull it off, I'd love to see where this goes. So, Transformers Rise of the Beast, number 6. Number 5, and about halfway through, we have Transformers from 2007, the first Michael Bay film. And listen, this is the movie that made me a Transformers fan. Especially, well, really all three of the first three Michael Bay movies are why I'm a Transformers fan, but this is the movie that started it for me. You get great human character in Shia LaBeouf's character, great introduction to the Autobots, great action sequences. When I first saw this movie, I had never seen a third act like it because this was just a pure spectacle beginning to end. And yes, it does fall victim to some of the Bayisms, as all of the Michael Bay movies do, but it's still a fun little adventure film. Great action sequences. I cannot bring myself to hate it. Number 4, and the last Bay film on this list, is going to be Transformers Dark of the Moon. This was actually the first Transformers movie I saw in theaters. I didn't see the first two until after they were out on DVD. I was over at my childhood best friend's house, and we would watch both of those movies. Every time I went over there, this was the first one I went to see in theaters. My best friend went with me to see it in theaters, and it was just a wild ride from beginning to end. That third act, like I said, probably the greatest accomplishment of Michael Bay's career. I mean, the way he was able to capture this non-stop, chaotic battle between Decepticons and Autobots, so good. And Sentinel Prime, voiced by Leonard Nimoy, fantastic character. I love Leonard Nimoy's portrayal of that character. So, yeah, this movie's here at number 4. Number 3, and a breath of fresh air after the last two Michael Bay movies, we have Bumblebee. This was such a charming 80s period piece about a young girl meeting an alien. It's a lot like E.T., it's a lot like the Iron Giant, but with the Transformers logo slapped on it. And yes, it's a familiar formula, but it just works so well. It's very charming, it's adorable, and I love the bond between Charlie and Bumblebee. Such a great duo. I kind of wish that they'd followed her in the future movies, but it looks like they're moving forward into the future. So, I don't know. Maybe she'll come back someday. Who knows? But, yeah. I love this movie to death. A little bit of a generic two villains in this movie, but the G1 absolutely looks fantastic in live action. I love seeing the G1 designs. Peter Cullen even has a small voice cameo as Optimus. Really, really fun movie, so it's here at number 3. Number 2, the runner-up, and that is going to be the Transformers the movie from the 1986 era. And I did not review this movie because, really, how do you review a movie like this without talking about the entire series that it's connected to? What I will say is this is pure 80s cheese. You get a Weird Al song in it. Really, really fun movie. Also, they had the balls to kill off Optimus Prime in the first 30 minutes of this movie. And he doesn't come back. Unlike Revenge of the Fallen, where he comes back at the end. He doesn't come back for a whole season of the show. So, yeah, this movie really went there in a lot of ways, so I do appreciate it. It's a great era in the Transformers franchise. This is what started a lot of people's love for Transformers, so I gotta give respect to it and put it here at number 2. But number 1 is easily, for me, going to be Transformers 1, the newest film in the franchise. And like I said in my review, I was so doubtful of this movie. I did not know what to expect. The trailers did not sell this very well, and that's unfortunately what caused the bad box office here. The trailers turned a lot of people off to it. I respect that. But please, if you get a chance, go see this movie. I promise you it will be worth every penny that you spend. Everything's great about this movie. I was a little doubtful of the casting of Chris Hemsworth as Optimus, but like I said in my review, it fits for the time era that this version of Optimus is portrayed in. And also, I loved Brian Tyree Henry as a younger Megatron. Fantastic portrayal of Megatron. Like I said, Megatron is one of my favorite villains of all time. Brian Tyree Henry really brought a humanity to this character. So, yeah, everything about this movie is just pure Transformers. It's why I'm a Transformers fan. This movie represents everything that Transformers should be, so it's here at number 1. So that was my ranking of the Transformers movies from worst to best. Let me know down in the comments what your ranking of this franchise is. I would love to hear from you as always. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.